football is back.
The words fans have been waiting 100 days to hear. The English Premier League makes its return this week with games to be played in empty stadiums. Top of the table Liverpool don't play until Sunday, but manager Jurgen Klopp has a message for fans.
We will be in the stadium, you will be at home. I can promise you, we will feel your support. I will make the boys feel your support. We will use it. You are still the 80-90% of the petrol in our tanks. So we really will use that, and we will need that.
The green light follows mass testing of players and staff. Of the 1,200 COVID-19 tests conducted, only 2 have come back positive, giving officials the confidence to resume play. Now, the main concern for clubs is the condition players will be in after their unplanned vacations.
So I think we are ready to play one game, but 3 days after another one, and 4 days after another one, we are not ready. Not, I think, Man City and all teams.
Regardless of players' fitness levels, matches should be good for the league's financial health. Accounting firm Deloitte says revenues will decline $1.26 billion this season. A significant chunk of that will be due to the absence of fans in the remaining 92 games. Some analysts say teams should look into digital health passports so healthy people can enjoy the action in person.
The world of sport, it's about getting fans back into the stadiums. You could see a position whereby fans get scanned in terms of their health passport information very securely to determine whether their test is valid and they've had a negative COVID-19 result.
Deloitte expects a rapid recovery in revenue as advertisers jump on the heightened attention that live sports is expected to generate. By the 2021 season, the firm says the world's biggest football league could have its best year yet. Paolo Montecillo, TRT World.
Well, for more, let's go to Kieran Maguire in Manchester. He's a sports finance specialist at the University of Liverpool. Welcome back to the program, Kieran. Now, it's been 100 days since a ball was last kicked in the English Premier League. Now, apart from depriving die-hard fans of a sport they love to watch, how has this hiatus affected club finances, but also the economy surrounding the game?
It's had a very significant effect. Clubs have had to give rebates to fans for season tickets which have been unfulfilled. They've also had to give money back to broadcasters, because especially the international broadcast partners, for failing to complete the season on the original agreed dates. And in the associated industries, if you take a look at the gambling industry, the football tourism industry, they've all been hit hard too, because football clubs are big drivers of interest in all of these other facets of society.
Now, Aston Villa and Sheffield United have become the first clubs to kick off post-lockdown. All of the league's remaining 92 fixtures will be held behind closed doors. It'll be a very different experience, won't it?
Very much so. I've been watching the Aston Villa versus Sheffield United game before I came into the studio, and it is rather surreal. It's an empty experience, but from a football fan's perspective, it's better than the alternative, which is no football whatsoever. And once the goals start to fly in and the emotion rebuilds, I think fans will become used to this new way of distributing the game, and they'll be looking forward even more to, at some point in time, ideally, when we can return to mass gatherings of events.
Yes, now that's obviously contingent on whether or not UK authorities can really get a handle on the outbreak across the country. We know the UK has the world's third highest coronavirus death toll with around 42,000 deaths. I mean, do you think it's firstly too soon for these games to be playing, and do you think it'll be a while longer before we see crowds really fill up the stadiums once again?
Well, the football authorities have been led by the advice given by the health authorities themselves, and on that basis, the players are being tested twice a week. So, given that if you look at their age profiles, most of them are young men, of course, and therefore the risks of contracting the disease are relatively low. In terms of fans returning to matches, it would be an achievement if that were to happen before the end of 2020. I think the football authorities realistically are hoping for something to take place into the new year, and even so, that might be in the case of having significantly lower than full capacity stadia.
And as you say, many of the clubs have had to not only refund ticket holders, but also somehow renegotiate their broadcast terms, because we know a lot of the revenue is made from those broadcast deals with the various networks. Do you believe that any of the teams are in danger of perhaps folding, or are they pretty much in a healthy financial situation right now?
As far as the Premier League clubs are concerned, they're relatively safe. The size of both the domestic and the international TV deals means that they are insulated to a large extent from the pressures which are perhaps taking place elsewhere across Europe, where the deals are less lucrative. But having said that, they've also got the biggest wage bills in football, and that will be a consistent drain on their resources. The clubs will be monitoring their finances very carefully, and they'll be trying to cut back on unnecessary expenses wherever possible.